Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel Agri Addict. So finally we are back with the last video of the A to Z. Actually the horticulture is a subject which we were not able to come up with the A to Z video, where we will be explaining in detail about the exam, how you have to cover this and crack this exam. And today finally I am recording this video, and in this video I have a very special guest. So we will be discussing in detail about like how you can crack this exams with by covering all the subjects and what strategies that you have to make to get a very good rank in this exam of ICAR PG. So everything we are going to talk in this video is regarding the ICAR PG exam for the subject of horticulture. Okay, so let's begin. So before I start discussing about the subjects, let us discuss about the eligibility pattern. See, the pattern, you have to know the pattern, you have to know the eligibility, you have to know the conditions, then you will be able to prepare for any exam peacefully. So for this, first thing, see, if you know about ICAR PG exams, which is conducted annually in the month of June or July, and if you talk about the ICAR PG exam for the 2025, it is going to be conducted on July 3rd, 2025, right? Similarly, every year, if you are preparing for 2026, 2027, in any of the later years, usually the date will be announced or available between the June and July. Okay, so what about the pattern? The total number of questions that you are going to get here is 120 questions, and for this you will be getting 120 minutes. So this means you will be getting approx 1 minute to answer one question. That is what you have to know, right? So you get approx like 1 minute to answer one question. There is total of 120 questions. There is no sections. It is complete one stretch exam where all 120 questions will be displayed at once. You can answer it at one go for 2 hours. And the type of questions is like MCQ based questions, and this is not the OMR based, this is CBT based exam. Just remember this, okay? And for this, whenever you make one question right, then you will get 4 marks for that, and when you make a question wrong, one question wrong, so 1 marks will be deducted from that. So totally you have 120 questions, and for that like 4 marks, so you will be totally writing this exam for the 480 marks. Hope this is clear to everyone. Next, talking about the paper, the medium of paper of this exam and this subject is English, and commonly for all other subjects of ICAR PG or ICAR exams, the standard is like 480 marks for 120 questions, and for each one of them you will be given for 4 marks, and for negative it is 1 marks. Okay, so this is common across all the subjects. Next, so who is eligible to write the exam of the ICAR PG in the subject of horticulture? Regarding the eligibility, like lot of students have this confusion regarding, I'm from botany, I'm from PG from this college, UG from this college, my college is accredited, my college is not accredited, my college is private, my college is government, am I eligible or not? See, for all the details, the complete details about this, so this is available in a blog, so that is uploaded in our website www.agridict.in. so I will give you the link of the blog in this description box. See, if you are seriously wanting to prepare for this exams or looking forward to prepare for it, so very first step and important step is you have to read the blog, try to understand the eligibility. And see, if you are basically a BSc agriculture student or the horticulture student or the BNc Hons agriculture or horticulture, you are eligible, no doubt about it. It's very simple, not that complex. But you belong to botany, you belong to other subjects of BSc, you have done your degree for 3 years, so then comes the confusion. To clarify all your confusion, just have to watch the blog, so you'll be clarified with everything. Okay, this is regarding the eligibility. So there is a cross eligibility. So if you are a student of horticulture, you can write the exams for the agriculture subjects too. And if you are a student of the agriculture for the BSc, even then you can write the exams for the PG exams in the subject of horticulture. Okay, so that's not a problem here. Next, so regarding the how many students actually write this exam, before that, how many seats are available, like how many ICAR seats are available every year. So on an approx, like this is from the 2024 data, that total number of seats that are available for vegetable science. So if you know, in the horticulture subjects which you write for ICAR PG exam, you will get this list of departments from which you can pursue your MSc. The first one is like vegetable science, and second one is fruit science, third one is floriculture, and fourth one is post harvest management, and then you also have the plantation, spices, medicinal and aromatic plants. And this is not available at IRI. Remember, only the top 4 departments are available at IRI. So the availability of this department differs. You have to check from the university to university regarding the availability of these departments for pursuing your MSc in the subject of horticulture. Okay, and clearly there are total number of seats, there are total number of JRF seats. So what is this JRF seats, if you know? So this is like former name of the ICAR PG fellowship that is awarded to the students. And who will get this fellowship? The top rankers of this exams who will come under the list of merit. Under the list of merit, so they will get it. And how you will be knowing whether you are eligible for the ICAR PG fellowship or not? So you will be knowing this after 3 months, after approx 3 months of getting the result. After you get a result, after you get a all India rank, after getting a rank, again you have to wait for at least 3 months. From then you will get a mail from the ICAR that will convey whether you have got the fellowship seat or not. So if you are not getting a fellowship seat, the other thing what you can avail is the NTS fellowship. The eligibility for the NTS fellowship, I'll let you know in the upcoming slides. Now this is total number of, consider this is a total number of JRF seats for these subjects, and in the UR is like unreserved, and that is also called as general. That these are the total number of general seats for the different departments which I have listed here. You can also take a screenshot of it. And next, like this for SC, ST, PWD. Okay, so this is entirely about the total number of lists that are available for your subject. Why I am showing this? Because it's very important to know the competition level, to know for how many seats like you are competing, based on which you can make a mindset, you can be motivated to make sure that you prepare well for these exams and do well in this exam. Okay, so this is about the number of seats. Next, coming to the eligibility. See, there are a lot of queries from the students. Sir, I have secured like 5.5, I have secured 6, I have secured 7, I have secured too low in this exam. Like mine is percentage, mine is CGPA, whether I am eligible to write this exam or not. See, the ICAR has clearly mentioned the eligibility. See, if it is a 10-point scale, the minimum is like 6.5 and above, right? 6.5 and above. You have to secure 6.5 and above, and that is for the general category, which I called it as UR, and OBC, NCL, and UPS, and also EWS. These categories, if you belong to, and you have to at least secure 6.5 and above. And for the SC, ST, PWD, and third gender, the minimum marks or the minimum CGPA that you have to get is like 5.5 and above. Okay, that is the minimum compulsory grade marks that you have to have. And if it is 9-point scale, 8-point scale, that have the complete details here. You can have a look at it, and you can also take a screenshot. And if it is in terms of percentage, then you have to secure 60% for the general category, the EWS category, or the OBC category, OBC NCL, and for also this is for the UPS, right? And if you belong to the SC, ST, PWD, or third gender, then 50% is the minimum eligibility. You have to secure 50 and above in order to be eligible to write this exam. Even if you write it, in order to get the seat, this is the minimal eligibility, which will be checked during the counseling time. Next, what about the age limit? So what is the age limit for writing this exam? See, if you talk about the minimum age limit, the student should be like above 19 years, and this was dated on 2024. Even if you are writing for 2025, even then the minimum age should be above 19 and above. Okay, it should be 19 and above years in order to write this exam. Okay, and what about the upper age limit? This was a lower age limit, right? But what is the upper age limit? So there is no as such upper age limit which is mentioned. There is no upper age limit that is mentioned for this exam, so you need not to worry about it. Only there is a lower age limit where only the students 19 and above can write this exam of ICAR PG. Next, let's come to the very important thing, which is about the fellowship. So what are the different levels or different kind of fellowship that you can avail for this exam? First thing, if you are able to see this is called as ICAR PG fellowship, which I told you earlier, which was earlier called as JRF, Junior Research Fellowship. Now it is called as ICAR PG scholarship or the fellowship. Okay. Now in this, what you are going to get? You will be getting 12,640 per month, plus you will be getting this is for 2 years. You will be getting this for 2 years, plus you will be also getting 6,000 contingency. Now this has recently changed to 10,000 for a year. This is per year. For how many years? Again, this is for 2 years. And this contingency amount differs from university to university, but what is prescribed from ICAR, it is like now recently changed to 10,000. Okay. And next, if you talk about the NTS fellowship, the students who are not in the merit list, who have not secured the highest rank, then they can also avail the other fellowship which is called as NTS. But the main condition for getting the NTS fellowship is like you have to pursue your MSc. Where you have to pursue? You have to pursue your MSc outside your native state, outside your domicile. If you remember, if you know about the domicile, it is like a certificate that is very much essential if you are writing this exam and wanting to take the seat from this exam, from the ICAR exam. You should be compulsorily having the domicile certificate. Generally, the validity of the certificate is 1 year. So if you are writing it for 2025, then make sure you apply for it. It will be like taking approx like 3 to 10 days or 15 days depending on the location to get this certificate done. So domicile certificate is nothing but the certificate which tells that you are native to that state. Domicile certificate with the other names can be also called as resident certificate. So you can also get this one. This will also work for your ICAR PG counseling. Or both the PG and PhD counseling, this is the most important thing that you have to make sure you have it. So what I was telling, for if you pursue your MSc outside your domicile state, only then you will be eligible to get this NTS fellowship, which is called as National Talent Fellowship. Okay, National Talent Scholarship. So here the total amount is only 5,000 per month for the period of 2 years. Okay, and there is no contingency that is mentioned here for the NTS. Again, recently the new opportunity has come for the students because of the opening of the hubs. There are like 16 plus hubs that are available in India right now, and many of them are offering like UG, PG and the PhD courses. So if you come into IRI, if not IRI, even if you are going into hubs, for getting into hubs now, like since many are not opting for it, even the student who have secured like more than 100 rank can also get the hubs. So if you are getting admission in the hubs, no matter like whether you belong to the same domicile state where the hub is located or not, you will definitely get a fellowship amount of 7,500 per month. And remember, this fellowship is not provided by the ICR. This is from the IRI, and this can change from time to time. Okay, so details will be mentioned by the IRI only. So this is not from the ICR and it is from the IRI. Hope this fellowship section is very much clear to all of you, but still I know like you will be still having some of the doubts. So if there are any doubts regarding to the fellowship, regarding to the eligibility, you can comment on this video and I will be very happy to assist you people, because if you are preparing for this exam, everything should be crystal clear. Only you will be able to prepare peacefully. Next, the kind of questions that will be asked in the exams. See, earlier to 2019, if you see the previous year papers from 2019 and below, like before previous to the 2019, the questions were mostly of direct multiple choice. Most of the questions were direct multiple choice, MCQs. But from 2020, the trend has almost changed. The year like when I wrote my exam, that was the year when the pattern was completely changed, where the questions will come from assistant reasoning, arranging the sequence, the direct MCQs that was always there, and statement wise questions, and also you get the questions from the match the following. And remember, to attend all these kind of questions, you have 120 minutes to attend 120 questions. Why I am emphasizing this? See, if you are like first time for this exam, then you should must and should attend the mock test, so that you know like how much time you actually take to answer a question. So that's very important. That's why I'm just repeating this thing. Next, now I have told about you the general eligibility regarding the subject, and I also conveyed like what is important, what the things that you have to note if you are writing these exams. Now I will be calling upon Vasuki, who is like All India first ranker in the ICAR PG exam for the subject of horticulture, who is currently pursuing MSc in the subject of floriculture. She is here to guide you people on how you can prepare for these exams, what are the books that you have to read, and what kind of preparation and strategies that will help you to crack this exam with All India good rank, like if possible like All India rank 1, by taking the suggestions from her, please. So I welcome her. Vasuki, like before we start, please give your overall introduction about yourself.
Hello everyone, hope you everyone are doing good. Myself, I am Vasuki from Tamil Nadu. I completed my undergraduate from Tamil Nadu Agriculture Trichy campus, and currently I am pursuing MSc first year Floriculture and Landscaping in IARI New Delhi. Now I am here to explain you about the strategy for JRF preparation, ICAR Horticulture.
Okay, thank you so much Vasuki for being here. The first question I would definitely like to ask is, so you are All India rank 1, but you have chosen like floriculture. But what I have seen, the most of the students who are like rank 1, they usually choose the vegetable science. So why so? Like it is like floriculture?
It is because of my passion for floriculture.
Okay.
Even before the results, I have decided floriculture is going to be my path, and I want a career in floriculture and landscaping. So even after the results came, I have not changed my decision of taking vegetables or fruit. I stayed strong with my decision of floriculture, and I'm happy with my decision.
Okay. So like generally, like if I talk about the general consideration, So usually like the toppers, which subject is there is a peak competition if you
In
talking like that?
recent years, the more competition is for vegetable science
Okay.
and fruit science. Then comes the floriculture, my subject.
Mhm.
The reason is in vegetable science, the research will be more easy because they are mostly annual crops and the crops will be completed within 1 or 2 years. So research and breeding related work will be more easy in vegetable crops. That is the reason people are preferring vegetables recent days. And the second thing is seed production. Seed production has become a blooming industry in vegetable department, and the cost of hybrid seeds are very much, as I had need not to mention.
Yeah.
So vegetable science has become important. Next comes the fruit science. Because of this COVID time and people's increasing concern about health, fruits and vegetables play an important role in the economy. Then comes the floriculture, then post-harvest management and plantation spices crops.
Okay. And also like in the recent years, like if you know students, like there are a lot of good number of ARS seeds that have been called in the fruit science specifically. So if you are planning to prepare for this horticulture, that is a one good option. You can go for it. And I'm very much happy to listen that you have chosen this subject based on the passion, not just because of the scope. That's well and good. Definitely, like if you have a passion for the subject, then you will do best in this subject for in your career. Thank you so much for being here. So let's continue. So let's go to the next slide and discuss like the things that the students are mostly waiting for. The very first thing that I'll be wanting to ask you is like, what is the level of competition that you have for this subject? So like how many students usually write the exam every year?
Every year, around 4,000 to 6,000 students appear
Okay,
for
it's about like
horticulture entrance exam.
4,000 to 6,000 students who write this exam of horticulture, like ICAR PG, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is students, this is the level of competition that you have, like approx like yearly you see like 4,000 to 6,000 who actually write this exam of ICRPG. In that, how many will prepare, that's secondary, but this is total number of applications that is roughly estimated. And I have given you the total number of count here. If you talk about the ICRPG, so here it is total of 7,000 something for general, and similarly like you can see the complete numbers for the different categories for ICRPG, and the second one is for ICR PhD. And this number is just 24,000, like almost like 25 approx. I can take it as approx 25k, but this is like for 2023 year. If I talk about like 2024, then it was approx equal to like 40k. That drastically increased in the last 1 year. The main reason being the awareness, and the second very important thing, it is about the accreditation. Now any student, irrespective of whether it is from like he's or she is from the private university, the public universities, the government, or the like accredited, non-accredited, everyone who has completed the who have this eligibility can give this exams and then crack it and come into the very esteemed institutes like the IARI, right? So this is how the recently competition has been changed, and now the numbers are going from like 4 to 6k per year. Okay, so this was the level of competition. The next very important question that every student will be having in their mind, hopefully like I believe like you would be also having this, that if I have to go for IRA, like how much marks and how much rank I should secure. So if I ask you this question, like how much marks is like mandatory, that someone has to keep that in the mind if they are wanting to come into IRA for any subjects in the horticulture?
A safe mark could be about 300.
Okay, it is 300 plus. Okay,
300 plus.
Yeah.
If you belong to general category or general category.
Okay. So if and what about the rank? So it is like almost single
digit rank.
Yeah. If you belong to a general category, then obviously like you should be targeting for a single digit rank, because the number of seats for the different departments in the horticulture are very less. So the single digit rank will be like safer side for you people to get into IRI if you're from general. But if you're from some category, then even like double digit also works, right?
Will be a safe for other category people.
Okay, fine. So what about your marks? Like you have secured All India rank 1. So what was your marks in this?
My mark is 331.
Okay, your marks was 331. So that's why you are conveying that someone has to secure like 300 plus. So if he or she have to come into IRA, who are belonging to the category of general, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Fine. So this is the competition level, and you can keep it in mind that rough estimate is like 300 plus that you have to get. And if I ask you like number of questions that you attempted in the exam out of 120, like how many questions you have attempted?
Around 110 questions I attempted out of 120, sir.
Okay, you have attended at 110 questions, out of which like how many were correct, if you remember?
Around 80 questions will be correct, I think. Okay. But I advise my juniors and other students not to attempt up to 120, 110. Okay. Even 120 is a high number. You can attempt less number of questions, because few questions will be like you couldn't even attempt the answer the question, however hard work you put. So it's better leave the questions because it has negative marks. So 120 is a high mark, high number of questions. You can just attempt less number of questions, keeping in mind the negative markings.
Okay, that's good, that's great. Fine. So now talking about the number of seats. See, if you talk about the Indian Agriculture Research Institute, which is IRI. So vegetable science, there were of total of 5 ICR seats, in which like 2 are for UR, and these are divided across the categories. Similarly for food science, if you see, like this is 3 and this is again divided across the categories. You can take a screenshot of it. I would be like explaining each one of them in detail. So here, like for the floriculture, it is again 5 and UR 2, and this is for the across the categories. Similarly for the post harvest management. So this is the number of seats that you have for the different subjects in the horticulture if you are planning for IRA, and this is the competition level. So if you are seriously wanting to come into IRA or pursue a master's in some reputed college or the universities, then you have to work very hard in a smart way so that you will also get a all India rank just like Vasuki, and you can pursue a master's in a dream universities that you are wanting to do. Okay, now Vasuki, like I'll give the stage to you. So the syllabus has come. Now I want you to explain the each and everything in detail, breaking the things bit by bit, explaining each and everything, what things the student have to focus, what things are not compulsory, what things are mandatory, and what are optional, so that after watching this video, a lot of things should be clear to our students, like who are watching this and who are our audience, that if they are watching it, everything should be clear and they should have a proper understanding and a clarity about the subject, that how they have to go for it, and how they can prepare well, just like you prepared, and how they can secure the All India Rank 1, just like you have done it. Please.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
When it comes to syllabus of horticulture, it consists of 5 parts, that is vegetable science, fruit science, floriculture and landscaping, plantation, spices, medicinal and aromatic plants, post-harvest technology and management, and the common part for all exams, general agriculture. Now let's know about what to study in different topics. First comes the unit 1 of general agriculture. In this, you need to cover the importance of agriculture in national economy. Like you need to be thorough about GDP and GNP contribution of agriculture in India, in Indian national economy. For this, you just get updated about the recent data that will be useful for the exam. Then you need to know about the basic principles of crop production. Here, crop refers to the agri crops like rice, wheat, chickpea, PGNP, sugarcane, groundnut, etc. You need to be known about the production technology of all these crops and recent varieties released of these crops and important varieties of these crops. Then you need to know about the major soils of India like black soil, red soil, and their proportion in India and their advantages and disadvantages. These are the questions to be asked from this part. Then you need to know about role of NPK, that is nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium in soil, and their deficiency symptoms they cause in the crops like yellowing of leaves and stunted growth, etc. Everything should be thorough. Next, you should have a basic knowledge about the cell organelles and cell structure. You should need to know about cell wall, their structure and function, and various cell membranes and various organelles like mitochondria and chlorophyll present in them, and their separate functions in each plant. Then you need to know about mitosis and meiosis, like the phases and stages of mitosis and meiosis, their importance, and their failure would cause what. Everything should be known. Then you should have a basic knowledge about the genetics part. Here it refers to, you need to know about law of segregation, law of independent assortment, etc. Then the backcrossing method Mendel followed and the characters he used, everything should be known. Maybe asked from this part. Then about photosynthesis, you should know about C3 plants, C4 plants, CAM plants and their examples and their function method. Then about respiration of the plants, the method of respiration they follow, the cycle, everything are important. Then the transpiration, then structure and functions of various carbohydrate, protein and the nucleic acid of the plants, and the enzymes involved in plant functions and the important vitamins involved. Then you should be thorough about the major pest and disease of important agricultural crops like rice, wheat and sugarcane. Here you should be thorough about both the scientific name and the common name, both can be asked. So you should be thorough about this. Then you need to know about the rural development programs in India. Here, what you need to study is who developed the program, when it was developed, and why it was developed. These are the questions you need to study related to rural development programs in India and the organizational setup of agricultural research. Like, what are the research institutes located in India, specific location institutes for wheat, rice, and other important crops, their location, their major achievements are to be studied in this part.
Okay. So this is all about the general agriculture that you spoke about.
Yes.
So for these topics, like since like you told everything in much detail, so did you refer any of the standard books to cover all these subjects, or how did you do it? Please
For
tell.
all these general agriculture part, I referred General Agriculture by Neemraj Sunda book. That is
Okay.
more than enough. That has given a basic and crisp notes about all these parts.
Okay, so no need to refer any of the standard books or the bulky books for the individual subjects, right? No need to go for the BDC for the genetics, as I can see the genetic topics. No need to go to read and like crop physiology topics from the crop physiology book. That's not necessary, right?
That's not needed. Sir.
That's what you have done. Like you
Yes.
have prepared everything from the general agriculture part from the general agriculture book. That is how you have kept your series so simple.
Yes.
Since like this is general agriculture, this is not your core subject. Okay, fine. Yeah, please.
Next, here comes the horticulture part. The first thing to be covered in horticulture is fruit science. In this, what you need to cover? First is orchard. It includes site and location of orchard, requirements for site and the soil preparation and the layout to be made for the orchard, etc. need to be covered from this part. Then pruning and training. Time of pruning to be followed and the intensity of pruning are to be important to be studied in this. Then propagation method of various fruit crops like commercial propagation method are to be known. Most of the fruit crops are propagated by budding or grafting, and you need to be thorough about what type of budding or grafting is followed in each crop. That can be asked. Then climatic requirements, like whether the fruit crop is tropical, subtropical, or temperate. You need to be clear about it. That is important in this part. Then you need to be thorough about all the important crops like mango, banana, citrus, apple, pear, peach, and plum. A vast in-depth questions can be asked from this part, like the recent released varieties, then rootstock, then the spacing required for these crops. When it comes to mango and citrus, rootstock plays an important role. Therefore, rootstocks of these crops are important, and varieties of recent release are important in fruit crops. Recent release varieties are important in all these fruit crops, and the institute and which institute release these crops and the speciality of these varieties are important and can be asked from this part. Then comes plantation, spices, medicinal and aromatic crops.
So here like you mentioned like there are few crops which are mentioned here, not all of them, right?
Yes.
So you mentioned these are the major. So does it mean that the questions will only come from this part, or the questions will also come from the other crops? How it is?
The in-depth questions like recent released varieties, rootstock, everything will come from this mentioned crop.
Okay.
Other minor crops like other minor crops questions may also come that are very
Start from like other minor crop.
Other minor crop questions will also come. That will not be that in depth. It will be like basic.
Very basic.
Like,
so okay. So in-depth questions, the conceptual type of questions, whatever they are trying to ask, they will be asking from these major crops. Like someone,
yes.
If they are preparing, they have to concentrate on this first, and after covering this part, they can go and cover the other
minor
fruit crops, right? From that, like very basic questions will be asked, right? And I have heard like fruit science is mostly the conceptual compared to other, like
yes,
and horticulture. A lot of students say that it is mostly of mugging type. In this mugging type of subject, like still there is some conceptual things like that you have to learn in the fruit science, right? Students, like if you are preparing for this, just know this, like when you are approaching for the subject of fruit science, things are conceptual, where you have to first understand, then read, and then try to revise it, because mostly we have a mindset that horticulture is most of mugging up, most of the things are like memory based, but still there are some conceptual sides of this subject too that you have to take care of. Yeah, please.
Thank you, sir. The next comes the plantation, spices, medicinal and aromatic crops plant. After of this, coconut and cashew are the important crops to be covered in this topic. In this, you need to cover the important varieties, their spacing, cultivation practices, like from sowing to harvest, Then after harvest, the grades of cashew nuts are important to be studied here. What are the different types of grades available in cashews, like split type, non-split type, etc. Then in coconut, you should be thorough about the recent released varieties. All the Kalpa Vriksha series are important in this. Then in spices, important crop to be covered is black pepper. In this, you need to be thorough about the variety, cultivation of black pepper and grades of black pepper. That is, post-harvest management of black pepper is important. You should cover this topic. Question may come from this topic. Then other crops like coriander, turmeric, you should be aware of the physiological disorders in the crops.
Okay. Again, like here only the two crops are mentioned in the plantation. Does it mean the same thing that these are the major crops and someone has to cover in detail, in depth about these? And for the other plantation crops, someone can cover it in a basic level because questions will only come in the basic level, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So this is about the spice, coconut, cashew, and the black pepper and coriander. Fine. That completes the plantation spices and medicine. Okay. Please.
Then comes the important part, vegetable science. Of the vegetable science, the important topics to be covered is cucurbits, whole crops, and solanaceous crops. Of the vegetables, if you cover these three topics, it is more than enough for the vegetable science because most of the questions will come from these topics. After completing this, you can go for other topics like sweet potato, etc. In this, what you need to cover is spacing, seed rate, and the recent varieties developed of these crops are to be covered. Then comes for the rising of nursery. The thing I told is seed rate required for each crop is important. Like for direct sown, what is the seed rate? And for transplanted, what is the seed rate? Both need to be thorough. The nutritive value of fruits and vegetables, like amount of vitamin A present in fruits, amount of fat present in the vegetables and fruits are important, and their role in human nutrients. Like deficiency of vitamin A will cause what? Deficiency of fat will cause what? You should be thorough about this. These are the topics to be covered in fruit science, vegetable science, plantation, spices.
Okay. So if I ask you like what will be the like highest number of questions from which subject, like across these units, like sections, which from which subjects you get like, maximum number of questions in the?
Actually, from fruit science and vegetable, 30 to 35 questions will come from fruits and vegetable each, like 35 questions from fruits and 35 questions from vegetables. So if he covers fruits and vegetables, that will be more than half the portion of the total entire horticulture syllabus.
It will be like almost like 65 to 70%, like they are covering both horticulture, like both fruit science and the vegetable science for the horticulture. Okay,
yes,
great.
Therefore, who are starting their preparation, it is better to start with fruit and vegetables.
So how you started? You also started with?
I started with fruits and vegetables.
Okay, fine, good. Yeah,
then
please.
We can cover other parts.
Okay.
Okay, then we'll go to next part. Then comes the post-harvest management. In these, the important things to be covered is physiology of ripening in fruits and vegetables, like whether the fruit is climatic or non-climatic. That is important to be covered. Then types of fruits and vegetable products. Here, the two fruits and vegetable products refers to value-added products like jam, jelly, and etc. prepared out of fruits and vegetables. Their preparation methods and the amount of sugar added to them are important to be covered in it. Then another important topic is fungal and bacterial disease. This refers to the post-harvest diseases affecting fruits and vegetables that are after yield. Then here comes my favorite part, floriculture and landscaping. The topic to be covered here is important commercial flowers like rose, jasmine, important varieties, their cultivation practices, and their propagation are important to be covered in these all the commercial crops. Then after completing crops, then you can go to garden. In this, you need to be aware of lawn, that is warm season grass and cool season grass. Warm season grass and what are warm season grass, what are cool season grass, that you must be aware. That can be asked in the exam. Then trees. Flowering trees, non-flowering trees are important. Then shrubs, flowering shrubs, foliage shrubs are important questions. Then creepers. What are the creepers and their functions are important in this part. Then hedges, example for hedges. Then annuals. Here it includes summer annuals, winter annuals, and rainy season annuals. These are important. Then about gardens, you need to be thorough about important gardens of India, like their location, who established the garden, the year of establishment, and the speciality of the garden are important to be covered in this part. Then after completing this, some other topics to be covered or crop of improvement. Of course, all the research works are dependent on crop improvement. All research works are carried out for the improvement like breeding. So here are the topics important to be covered related to breeding, that is male sterility.
So I can see that again, like here there are the general agriculture topics.
Yes, sir.
So the 4 units like starts from the vegetable science, then ends with the floriculture. That covers like majorly your subject.
Yes,
The rest, like everything, is from general agriculture. As you can see that this is mostly related to the plant breeding, and it is also related to the crop physiology, the agronomy here, and plus like important pest and diseases. So all of these things, like, did you again refer any of the standard books, and it was from general agriculture again?
No, so horticulture was even a big subject to cover. So I didn't have time to refer to other books. So I completely dependent on general agriculture for Neemraj Sunda, general agriculture for Neemraj Sunda for all these topics, sir.
Okay. So do you think like it's sufficient?
Yes,
What do you
sir,
feel?
that is more than enough.
Okay, students, like, see, if you are approaching this exam, like preparing for it, this is how you can plan for it. Because horticulture, as I said, she's like, it's a vast subject and there are a lot of books to read and cover from it. So you will not have sufficient time to cover it from the very like bulky books or the standard books for each of the subject, which is not at all necessary. Like how many questions do you think like that will come from general agriculture?
30 to 35.
So in total?
Yes, out of 120, 30 to
Okay,
35.
around 30 to 35 questions will come from general agriculture, but still 30 to 35, it's a very good number. But all of them will be covered from the general agriculture books.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's from your UG. I guess like you have also got some good knowledge from the UG, so
Yes,
that
sir.
has also helped you in preparing your subject for along with the general agriculture. So this is how you can plan. Just stick to the UG notes. Just stick to the general agriculture books. No need to go for the bulky books or the standard books for these general agriculture topics, because this is not your subject of interest. So you can mainly focus on your subjects for going for the standard books, that you will get a lot of good knowledge and a lot of questions will be asked from that. So this is entirely the syllabus which Vasuki has like nicely broken down bit by bit, part by part, and explained you in detail about like what you have to read and how you have to do it. So now I'll be talking about the books. Please tell us in detail. Like, this is general agriculture, everyone knows it. Like you told about the competitive book of agriculture of Nemra Sunda. Other than that, like, also recommend, like, if someone is not very thorough in their BSc agriculture, just like me, like I referred completely then Arun Katan, plus I also went for the Nemra Sunda. And if someone is interested for the objectives, there are several objectives books that they can get. So one of which is mentioned here. So you can go for it. So if you want to become perfect in this general agriculture, which is not only useful for the ICAR PG exams, but also for all other agricultural exams. So next we'll go to your subject interest. So please tell us from the starting, from the general horticulture, like what are the books available and how someone has to approach for it, please.
Okay, these two are the books I referred for general agriculture. For someone who is starting the preparation, start with basic horticulture, because it will have definition of all the basic terms related to horticulture, and it will be easy for understanding, and it is good for beginners. Then the important book another to be referred is Handbook of Horticulture. It will be useful for all assertion and reason type questions. It will be more of conceptual type, and more understanding is required for this. So who are starting the preparation, first complete basic horticulture. After having a basic understanding about horticulture, then you can go to Handbook of Horticulture, because it is little complicated and requires lot of understanding. Then the books to be referred for vegetable science or Handbook of Horticulture, Essence of Horticulture, and Glaustus Horticulture are mandatory books. These are the books I referred for my preparation. These are mandatory. Then if you have time, you need to know more about vegetable science and you have a personal interest in vegetable science, you can go for combined vegetable science. Then vegetable science by D. Singh, Handbook of Horticulture, Essence of Horticulture, and Glaustus are the mandatory books. Compiled vegetable science and vegetable science by D. Singh are optional books. Then for fruit science, the books I referred is Handbook of Horticulture, Essence of Horticulture, and Glaustus of Horticulture. Then if you have time and more interest in pomology, you can go for Ready Reckoner for pomology. This is a good book, especially made for fruit crops. Then for floriculture, the books I referred is Handbook of Horticulture, Glaustus, and Floriculture at a glance. You can go after completing these two books. This would be more specific about floriculture. This would be on general about horticulture. After completing these two, you can go to Floriculture at a glance book. Then for plantation spices, medicinal and aromatic plants, and post-harvest technology, the books I referred is Handbook of Horticulture and Glaustus of Horticulture. These two books are more than enough for these topics. Then for objectives, n number of books can be referred for objectives. There is no limit that this only should be referred, this should not be referred. You can refer so many books for objectives. Of this, Treasure of Root Science, MCQs in Horticulture, Objective Floriculture, and Floriculture at a Glance are the books I referred. These will be more useful during your revision time, during the last 1 month of your preparation time. So these books will be useful.
Okay. So these are the list of books. So if I have to just make a list of the compulsory one. So let us talk about like which the books which are actually mandatory that no one student should not skip, like if they're preparing for this exam. Can you please give the list of that? Like we'll make a list so that students can better understand like which are the mandatory books which you told earlier. Can we glance at it?
The important books to be covered is Glaustus of Horticulture.
So one is Glaustus, okay.
And Handbook of Horticulture.
Handbook of Horticulture. These are like mandatory for across all the sections, right?
Yes, sir.
Handbook of Horticulture. Next, the other books that you have mentioned are optionals.
Yes,
that depends on the subject to subject and the subject interest. So they can go for it. Otherwise, you can skip it and just refer from the other books like redirectors or the one-liners they are getting. This is what you want to prefer. Yes, so this is all about the books that Vasuki has clearly explained in detail from starting from the vegetable science till the plantations and aromatic plants. So this was everything about the books. Now you have a complete list of books, right? So you know like what to read from that. But now I want to ask you about your preparation journey, like how you prepared for it, like how many books that you have referred in this list, and how much time you have taken to prepare, and what was your mindset, and how did you overall prepare, and what helped you to crack this exams with All India Rank 1.
Thank you, sir. Actually, my preparation took me 6 months. I had a 6-month solid preparation. First, I started with fruits and vegetables. I covered the entire fruits and vegetables in Handbook of Horticulture and Glaustus of Horticulture. After completing those two books, I went to other books like Ready Reckoner for Pomology and Vegetable Science by DC. Then after completing these two, I went for Floriculture and Plantation and Spices Crops. Then the last thing was General Agriculture. General Agriculture took me just 1 month to cover. I took General Agriculture preparation to the last month of my preparation. Then the last few days of my exam preparation was completely on question papers, previous year questions and objectives and revising of handwritten notes. I made a handwritten notes completely compiling all the books I read and important topics I covered. And those handwritten notes were very helpful during my revision times. It's all about studying and revision. How much important is studying? Revision is also that much important. Whatever we are studying, we should keep revising it. Then only we will be in touch with the subject. Revision is as much important as studying. So my formula was study, revise and repeat. That's the thing.
So this was a simple mantra that you have started from vegetable science, covered the major books like the two mandatory books that you mentioned, and then covered a few of the other books based on the availability of your time. And then after that, you have given the 1 month of time for general agriculture where you have covered most of your general agriculture. Along with the Nema Sundar and other books you mentioned, like you also utilized your UG notes, like that also helped you?
Yes, sir. That was of great help for my preparation.
Okay, so it's also about the UG notes that you have. So students will misinterpret that only Nema Sundar would be enough. Like no book would be enough to cover general agriculture. Like whatever residual knowledge you have from your UG, that will definitely help. But if do not rely on one book, you can also go with your UG notes to get a good grip on the general agriculture, since like she mentioned there are around 30-35 questions that will be asked from the general agriculture part, and rest like I was able to know from your preparation you took like 6 months of time, 6 months of solid time, and so you started this preparation and ended it in time. So like very tense while preparing, and did you knew that after writing the exams you will be getting All India Rank 1? Like how was the situation?
No, sir. I had a confidence that I have done the exam well, but AIR-1 was unexpected thing.
Okay. So like during any time of preparation, like when you went for the exam day, like very confident that you are prepared well for the exam. So what was the mindset?
I was very confident that this time I'm going to crack and get into a good college. But IRA was still a dream at that time. But now I'm living my dreams in IRA.
Okay, that's a very good thing. And congratulations on getting All India Rank 1 on this subjects, and also congratulations on getting a seat in a subject that you were always passionate about. And the students, like just she said, like while you go to the exam day, on your exam day, no matter like how much you are prepared, the confidence is the everything. See, at the last day you cannot go back and prepare. See, at the end of the day, what matters is the confidence. You should be confident about yourself that you will do well, no matter like what kind of results you will get at the end. Okay, that's what I can also tell you from this video. So I hope like whatever we have discussed in this video, whatever Vasuki has explained each and everything in detail was very much helpful for you, and she has also given the details of the books. And to just summarize this, you can also go for the PYQs. PYQs, if you have not yet analyzed, you can analyze it from our website also. Like you can download the original papers from agriedict.in. So if you have not yet visited our website, just visit our website www.agriedict.in, where you have a PYQ sections in which you can click on it, go for ICAR PG papers, and then you can download all the papers starting from 2020 to latest, that is 2024, and all the upcoming years will be uploading the original papers. That will be very much helpful. Along with the papers, we have also given the key answers, and we have come up with the video discussions in our YouTube channel. The links will be available in the description box too, so that you can definitely refer, and this will help you to better analyze like what kind of questions that will be asked in the exams and how you can prepare yourself for the best to get the best rank in this subject of horticulture. I guess like we have covered most of the things or almost everything that is required for a student to be known if he or she is preparing for this exam. But still, if you have any doubt or a query regarding the subject, regarding the books, you can always comment on this video, and Vasuki and we will be happy to assist and guide you people. And I'm very lucky that she will be also, she's a part of Agri Academy now. She has involved in like a teaching, and she'll be soon coming up with the MCQs type of questions, where she will be discussing in detail about what kind of questions will be asked, and she'll be solving some of the very important bits. So that will be helpful for your revision in the coming days. So that will be soon uploaded in the YouTube channel. And next after this I'll be also wanting to give you some good information about the courses that we do. So we have an online master course for the 6 different subjects including horticulture, and these are our mentors who are currently pursuing the MSc and also providing the valuable content for the subject of horticulture. And in this course, you get the complete live plus recorded classes for complete syllabus of the horticulture A to Z, plus you'll get the complete study materials, and these study materials are actually compiled by your toppers from the different sources, utilizing the different sources, and they are compiled into one PDF that you will be getting as a study materials within the application or the website. Then you will get the standard mock test series to attend, which includes the topic wise, the subject wise, and the whole syllabus, plus general agriculture mock test, which will boost you and help you to gain the confidence. And next, you will also get the crisp notes, the previous year papers, the PDFs, and the discussions, and also there will be always like one-to-one mentorship and the doubt clearing sessions and the doubt clearance in our WhatsApp master group, which is solely for the master class students. So this is our master class for master course for the ICAR PG exams in the subject of horticulture. And if you talk about the total number of class, if I have to talk about the total number of class that we have conducted in the previous year, that is in 2024, and we have, our mentors have covered like there are around 19 classes for general horticulture. Vegetable science there were 42, and fruit science there were 68, and floriculture 11, plantation crops 13, and post harvest management there were 4 classes, the medicinal aromatic plants 4, and the spices and condiments 11. So they have concised the whole syllabus into the different videos very much that they are very much convenient to cover. You can even cover this in one and a half month or 1 month of time just by watching the video, going through the study materials that we have uploaded, and attending the mock test that are available in the course. See, there are total of 172 video that you get. You can cover it in 1 month, you can cover it in 2 months, or you can cover it in 3 months. That depends on you. So I am not insisting you to start late. So if you are already decided to prepare for this exam, start early. If you are preparing for 2026, 2027, 2028, and if you are giving your exams on the 2025, still if you feel that most of the things are already clear, you have to brush up the things, then this course will definitely help you. And we are currently providing the 70% off on the online master course. So you can apply the coupon code of master 50, so which will give you a 70% off on this course, who are for the students who are giving the exams in the year 2025. But if you are a student who is giving the exam in 2026, 2027, 2028, we will be also coming up with the course. Currently we have a foundation course, but if you are preparing for 2026, wait for another 1 month. After July 3rd, the fresh 1-year course will be launched, which you can definitely register and boost your preparation by reading and listening to the classes from scratch till the end, which will give you the good confidence and also help you to crack these exams with a good rank. Okay, and these are our mentors like Prithvi, she's from IRA New Delhi from the Department of Floriculture, Dinesh from IRA from the Vegetable Science, and Triveni, she's pursuing her masters in plant sciences in the USA, and this Mukesh, like he's like from the fruit science. She has completed from UG from the horticulture. She's from the horticulture background, and he's Mukesh. He's currently pursuing his masters in the fruit science in IRA Lucknow, and he has recently also selected for BPSC exams, and he'll be going for it. And next we have Anchal, so she is pursuing their MSc in vegetable science in the subject of vegetable science in the from the PAU. So these are our details of our mentors who are currently handling the course, and I'm very much happy that in the upcoming year and from this revision series, Vasuki will be also joining us in the platform, and she will be providing the valuable guidance and the videos lectures to the students who are aspiring to be at IRA or other reputed institutes for their MA masters or for the IR studies. So this is all about the courses. So if you have any doubts regarding the course, regarding the subject, or regarding the books that Vasuki has mentioned, so you can always comment on this video, and we will definitely reply each and every comment that we get on this on our YouTube channel. And if you like our content, I would request you please like, comment, share and subscribe your YouTube channel, and also put your views like how you're feeling about the content we are providing, if there are any changes to make, or if there are any improvements that you feel we can make it, or any areas that you want us to cover. So comment on those things on this video, so we'll make sure to work on it and come up with the better content that you actually expect. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this video was informative, and this is the one-stop video for all of you if you are preparing for the ICAR PG exam in the subject of horticulture. And I would also like to thank Vasuki for being here and explaining each and everything in detail and sparing our valuable time in guiding their juniors. Thank you so much.